then the cities and the businesses have to go back and implement these as policies in their operations. They also can put the responsibility on manufacturers.
And also take them out of state too.
It can drive where the work is being done. And it can create financial incentives for businesses to create systems and the infrastructure that's needed in order to actually achieve the goal. So laws can have a huge impact on moving zero waste policies and practices and outcomes forward. What was the major law that passed in California in 2012 that set the requirement for every city in the state to recycle a minimum amount by 2020?
AB 341.
341, passed this year. 2020.
Didn't it pass last June? Remember what it was?
No, it passed in January or February, and it became in effect in June. Went to effect in the summer. And what was the percentage that we have to recycle because of 341?
75.
Yeah, we're talking about this year. What was passed this year, and what did you hear everybody say? So focus. What passed this year?
AB 341.
Okay. And how much did it have to recycle?
75.
The 12 master categories. Who has that in their notes? Somebody look in your notes. Remember this?
I can tell you something.
Do you remember where we got them from? If you don't have the notes, where did we get them from? Do you remember? I know a lot of you wrote that website down. Go look in your notes. Tell me what you got. This was way back in the beginning. Well, master categories.
It was like in October, I think.
It was way back in the beginning.
Daniel Knapp.
Oh, yeah.
Dan Knapp wrote it.
And Mary.
Huh?
And Mary.
And Mary. Okay. Do you remember do you have the website down and where it was from?
The 12 master categories.
Does anybody have that website so you can go print it off or tell your classmates where to go print it off from?
He's with Urban Core.
Urban Org?
Is it this class?
That's not the website it's on. Who has the 12 master categories in your notes? Okay, so you
What
have them in your
date?
notes? And what do you have in there as the categories?
Reusable goods, paper, metals, glass, textiles, plastics, plant debris, food receptacles, wood, ceramics, soil, and chemicals.
Okay. And can you give an example of one material for each of those?
I couldn't quite hear reusable goods.
So how else could you find the 12 master categories if you don't have it in your notes and you don't have the website because you didn't write it down? What else could you do to get ready for the test?
Google.
Google. Yes. Since nobody seemed to have found it in your notes on the website to share with your classmates.
Do you have a date when you took those notes? Do you have a date?
The date was 10/17.
If you look at the way it's written on the website, they give you multiple examples of each category.
So you're referring to when we go to like do an assessment with categories?
I'm referring to the 12 master categories, which we spent a whole lecture on. And the smartest thing to do would be to go find that and either have it in your lecture notes or go to the website and print a copy.
Yeah, I'm sure that my notes are actually left that by my computer at home.
Okay. really need to read this carefully because especially since we're going through this in such detail today, I have no grace on this one. I give you lots of grace in lots of other places, but there will be no grace on the test. You need to read it carefully. Because it does not get any easier than this. Okay. What were the 4 gems that could be used to identify personal traits? Remember that?
Emerald, ruby, pearl, and
Sapphire.
sapphire.
Got them all in my family.
And can you give 2 characteristics or traits of each of those gems?
Pearl is like helpful, I guess. Emerald, let's see, emerald is a person who likes to really organize data and stuff like that. They're very organized. Ruby is basically a powerhouse person. They're like into power and controlling other people and that kind of thing.
Can you put that in a nicer way?
Well, they're basically,
What else? I'm sounding so evil. I'm trying not to take personal offense there. Type A.
Driven by challenge.
yeah, type, yeah,
Driven.
generally type A driven.
There you go.
They like to take control of situations.
There. Natural leaders.
Yeah,
All right, and then you didn't give me any for sapphires.
Sapphire,
Outgoing. Yes. Center of attention. So be able to get 2 traits for each gem. Okay. So a couple times throughout the semester I have given you the phrase trust but
Verify.
trust but verify. That is absolutely one of my mantras. What does HHW stand for? Household hazardous waste. What does ADC stand for?
Alternative daily cover.
Alternative daily cover. RFP.
Request for proposal.
Request for proposal. Well, what's request for proposal? What's the first initials to each of this? This is our alphabet soup part of the test. MSW. Kelly, what is MSW? No, Kelly, what is MSW?
municipal solid waste. I didn't need your help today.
And she didn't even have to pull her call a friend card. MRF. MERV. What does it stand for?
Materials recovery.
Material recycling facility.
Materials Recovery Facility.
Recovery facility.
NIMBY.
Not in my backyard.
Not in my backyard. NIMBY. Well, what is not in my backyard? What are 3 principles from the book How to Win Friends and Influence People?
Will it be open book?
Where would you find the 3 principles to pick from the book? Where would you find that?
After each chapter, there's
A little summary at the end of each chapter.
So on that questions, name 3 principles.
It says the question is list 3 principles from How to Win Friends and Influence People. Then you need to be able to use one of those principles in an example, like how you would use that in a setting. You'll be given a scenario, a certain setting in an office, and how would you use one of those principles in order to achieve a goal in that setting. Yes.
So in the test, you're gonna give us a setting, and we just apply the principle.
Yes. You need to tell me how you would use it. Okay. I'm gonna go back to that. Cradle to cradle. Did we talk about this in class yet? The triangle, the triple bottom line? Did we talk about this? All right, let's talk about this. Do you remember reading that part? Anybody? Good guess. Good guess. That is another way to say it. Page 150 of your book, Cradle to Cradle. So a phrase that you're going to hear a lot in this industry is the triple bottom line. And there's a couple ways that they refer to it. Because what does the triple bottom line mean? People, planet, profit. The book uses ecology, equity, and economy. Okay? What it means is that if you look at in a business setting and you look at the bottom line, what are you typically looking at? What are you looking at on the bottom line? What are they referring to?
Profit.
Profit. They want to see what's their earnings before taxes, right? Their EBIT or their EBITDA. So if you ever hear the phrase EBIT or EBITDA, depreciation, and what else is in there? Amortization. Earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, amortization. That's just a little side note that's not on the test, in case you ever hear it. The way that the CFOs and the financial analysts look at the company's profitability. But in the business setting, if you're only looking at profit, how does the environment factor into that? It doesn't usually factor into that. You're just looking at how to make money. How do people factor into that? You're just looking at how to cut costs. How can I cut labor or pay them less? How do I not give them raises? How do I cut their